Damion, it's been a few weeks since we've had a chance to talk Whitworth men's basketball. In the meantime, you guys went through final exams and then took a trip to Texas and had 3 games down there. And then most recently opened conference play at home against Pacific Lutheran and Puget Sound. But let's go back to that trip to Texas. And
seems like a long time ago now.
It feels like a long time. But 3 wins down there. Just talk about the growth of this team as a unit on the floor and the growth of this team in terms of bonding and cohesion on a trip like that.
Oh yeah, it was an awesome trip. We playing 3 on the road is a lot of opportunity to be in vans and in the hotel rooms and traveling in the airport. So that's always good for the team, just in the camaraderie and the growth and the memories as student athletes. We had a great trip. We played some good teams, some different teams. We saw one game where we saw entirely zone, didn't run a single man play the entire game, and I thought that was good for us in our growth to be able to be prepared against playing against zones. Shriner's a really, really tough team, and I thought we got a gritty victory in that middle game. And then we're able to pull it out against Texas Lou as well. Got some good contributions from our bench in different games throughout that trip. So that was good to be able to get some confidence and some growth. We're still trying to find our way in rotations and bench play even today. But all in all, it was a really great trip. Good for the guys. Growth as a team and camaraderie, and then also an experience of the teams that we got to face.
Opened conference play this past weekend. Pacific Lutheran, hard-fought game. Really the first time in quite a while that you guys were involved in a game that came down to the final possession. It didn't turn out our way, but what are some of the benefits we can take out of that?
Well, I think, first of all, credit to them. I thought they played a really tough game. They kind of, even just from the tip, they won a lot of the toughness plays. And it wasn't that our guys weren't trying hard. We just didn't quite have it, and that was kind of consistent throughout the night, where the loose balls would just kind of end up in their hands, or we wouldn't make quite the right decision to give them just enough space. But there's great lessons in that, and I think this team can benefit. Obviously, you don't want to lose, but you benefit from a little bit of humility and a little bit eye-opening on some of the things that you need to get better at. We had some other close games earlier in December that we were lucky to come out on the winning side of. So this is a part of sport, and I think it'll be good for us in the long run, even though it's difficult to swallow when you don't get the W.
Had to bounce back quickly the next night against Puget Sound. Just a different feel to that game, and talk about how we responded and able to get the W.
I thought it was great the way that we responded. It still wasn't the prettiest game by any means. It's sometimes tough when you don't have practice in between to try and shore up some of those things, and you got a quick turnaround with another formidable opponent. And so it takes some will to win, and I thought our guys did that. Like I said, even if it wasn't the prettiest game overall, there were some really good things. Our seniors really led us in that game, and Jake Holtz and Garrett Long both had really good games, and were able to find the seams in what it was that UPS gave us. And so I was proud of the guys for their response, and I think that it'll be good for us in the long run, even that game as well.
This week, going to stay at home, hosting Willamette and Lewis and Clark. 2 teams that had some good performances in the non-conference play. And Lewis and Clark, obviously, one of the 2-0 teams so far in the league. What challenges do we expect from these visitors?
Both different. I mean, Willamette, they shoot a good number of threes, play a little bit more in transition. Lewis and Clark has really been a bit of a juggernaut defensively. They play really tough defensively. They've actually get a good amount of their scoring off of the bench, but their core unit has done a good job against some good opponents of winning and just being in some games that were, they didn't come on the winning end, but they were good opponents. So two different challenges. Again, league play is difficult. You know, there's just every night you see different strategies, but there's also a familiarity between the two opponents, and that just leads to really competitive play. So hopefully we can have a good week of practice and preparation, and I'm thankful that we do have two home games. It's nice to be able to get our feet under us a little bit and not have to go on the road, hopefully.